Welcome to Mishna study, Masechet Kilayim Perek Gimel Mishna Zayin. In our Mishnah, we're going to speak about if a person wants to plant one row of gourd in a grain field. Right. So, if last Mishnah we spoke about going ahead and splitting up a field, of onions, you wanted to plant, rows, right, of gourd throughout the field. Over here, we want to plant one row. You have an entire field. You want to plant one row of gourd in that field, right? That's what we're going to speak in our Mishnah. Before we get there, we're going to have just a quick opening, and we're going to recap some important principles, introduce others, and then we'll get to that one row. So first of all, dlat be'arak, kiarak, right? Remember beforehand, if you want to plant vegetable field next to another vegetable field, right, you need to go ahead and distance it, right? We said you have to distance 6 tefachim. So if you're planting a field of gourd, right, and you want to plant that field next to other vegetables, you need to distance 6 tefachim, just like any other vegetable. So we're treating gourd like any other vegetable for that matter. Let's say you want to, plant gourd, next to a field of grain. You have to give the 10.2 amma. Let's say you had a field that was planted with grain. He wants to plant one row of gourd in that field. Okay, so notnim la avodata shisha tefachim. This is a kula according to Tanakama. All you need to distance is 6 tefachim. You don't need to distance 10.2 amot. Just 6 tefachim is enough because you're planting one row. Let's say it spreads out, it disperses a little, and now the roots or the leaves start to spread out. So then you have to rip out those leaves from in front of it and bring it back to its space. So there's 6 tefachim of empty space in between. Rabbi Yosef Omer, notim la'avodata arba amot. Rabbi Yosef says, no, 6 tefachim is not enough. You need 4 amot, right? 6 tefachim is 1 amma. He's saying you need 4 times that amount. You need 4 amot as a separation, approximately 6 feet. So amru lo, hatahmir zo min hagefen, right? You're going to make this more strict, hatahmor, right? You're going to make this more strict than the geffen, than a vine. What do you mean? A vine, if you have one single vine, all you need to distance from a vine is 6 tefachim. A vineyard, you need to just, there's a lot more you have to separate. We'll see actually in the next perek. But over here, one vine, and you want to plant grain next to it, all you need to distance is 6 tefachim. And that's kila kerem, right? That's kilayim of the keren. That's asur b'hana'ah, that benefit from things like that. Kila keren is always much more strict than kila zra'im. So you say, well, why are you going to make this more hamur than a geffen? A geffen is 6 tefachim. So too, the gourd should be 6 tefachim. So amar lahem, no, but we found another place that this is more strict than the vine. Where? Matzinu shezo hamura min geffen. Where so? Shegeffen yachidit. If you have one vine, notnim la'avodata shisha tefachim. Let's say you want to plant, something next to a vine. You have to give it 6 tefachim. But when it comes to dlat yachidit, when you have one row of gourd and you want to plant a field next to it, notnim la'avodata betrova. You have to go ahead and give it 10.2 amot. So we see that there is a stringency when it comes to dlat. Actually, everyone agrees to this specific stringency. The question is, do we learn from this stringency, like Rabbi Yosef tries to learn from this stringency, that you need to also give 4 amot, and he applies it, to more generally, if you want to plant one row of gourd in the field. That's how Rabbi Yosef says you need 4 amot, where Tanakama says all you need is 6 tefachim. Rabbi Meir Omer, Mishum Rabbi Yishmael, Kol shelo shaddu in the betzeah lo yavi zera letoch betzeah. Right? He says you don't need 10.2 amot, right, separating from a gourd to the next field, but rather if you have 3 rows of gourd in a betzeah, right? So what's separating it? 16 2/3 amma. Then you're not allowed to plant anything next to it, right? So separating between the gourd and another grain, you need to have 16 2/3 amma, according to Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yosef ben Achotef Efrati Omer Mishum Rabbi Yishmael Kol shlosha dunim bet kor lo yavi zera letoch bet kor. Right? If you have 3 in a bet kor is 30 times the seah. Right? So they're a massive field, right? So you see the stringencies when it comes to the gourd. And as we explained, why is this like this? Because of its leafy and the branches that come along with it. That's the end of our Mishnah.